Hello there. I'm Frank Gerard. Welcome to this episode of Classic Country Conversations. I am proud and happy to have with me author Diane Diekman. Diane is the author of the wonderful book, The Life of Marty Robbins, 20th Century Drifter. Diane, welcome.
Thank you, Frank. I'm looking forward to our conversation.
Absolutely. And of course, we're here today on what is what would have been the 100th birthday month of Marty, right?
Right, the 26th of September, 1925.
Wow, it is incredible. And Diane, the title of the book is The Life of Marty Robbins, 20th Century Drifter. Why did you name it that?
Well, for one thing, I wanted the title to be a song that he wrote so that it's all the publication rights and everything would belong to him. But 20th Century Drifter, I thought was semi autobiographical, the song about the race car driver. And
Right.
in it he talks about the the frustrations and the joys of being a race car driver, and that was one of his passions, so he loved that. And about how you don't make any money, and how on he sings about on Monday he comes drifting home to his wife, and it's that drifter philosophy that he carried throughout his life. One of his albums was titled The Drifter. He had a TV show titled The Drifter, and he often used that line in his songs about drifting home. And I think that comes from his childhood and his upbringing in the desert. He was always searching for security because they had no money, they had no real home while he was a child. So he had this need inside for security. And no matter how wealthy he got, he he never felt secure. And so he was always searching for it. So he was a drifter because he was searching for security. And that's kind of my philosophy about the theme of so many of his songs and such, and his overall attitude toward life.
Do you think, as a lifelong drifter, Marty ever found what he was looking for?
Uh, no, I had quotes from him that he wanted security, and this was after he was a wealthy, well-known singer. So I can't think of the exact quote, but I think someone asked him a question similar to that one time, and he said he was looking for security.
And I often wonder if, one of the reasons he went into race car driving was because even though he was, one of the most successful singers of his time, that he wasn't happy with just that. He wanted more, like he was still searching, right?
He was always into racing long
Yeah.
before he was famous.
Okay.
And when he still lived in Phoenix, he didn't race because he didn't have any money. So he couldn't afford it. So when he moved to Nashville and started making some money, that's when he got into racing. So he worked his way up as to get bigger cars and such. And then in the early 62, he was racing, and then he changed to the late model stock cars and into the NASCAR class. But it was always a love of his, racing.
So, of course, here we are, what would have been Marty's 100th birthday. And I have to ask you this question. If he were still around, of course, it would be tough because he'd be 100. But Willie Nelson is, well into his 90s and he's still
Yeah,
singing.
yeah.
What do you think Marty would be doing in his 90s?
Well, he would still be singing
Yeah.
because just like Willie, they love it so much, and he would probably still be closing his shows with El Paso. And as far as his health permitted, that's what he would be doing, is singing, whether he was performing or not. His band members told me that he must have known 10,000 songs. They said that you couldn't ask for a song that he couldn't sing, like at sound check or sitting on the bus. He could just sing and sing and sing. So if he were alive, he would still be singing.
Oh, yeah, that voice is definitely missed. And finally, I wanted to ask you, Diane, are any of Marty's family members still alive? His wife, his sons, anyone?
Marizona died before I started working on the book. I think it was
Okay.
like 2002.
Yeah.
But Ronnie and Janet, his two kids, are still around. Ronnie lives in Nashville, and he runs the Marty Robbins Enterprises. And Janet currently lives in North Carolina. She's a pianist and a painter. She wasn't in country music, but she has always been musical, more uh, with the piano
Yeah.
orchestra kind of thing.
And I had heard Ronnie sing some time ago, and he sounded a lot like
Oh, he
Marty.
could. He
Yeah.
could.
Just is he still singing or not as much?
He hasn't ever hardly sung,
Okay.
like when they have the second generation of all the kids. I don't think he participates. I mean, he certainly could. The
Right.
time when we had the Marty Robbins book release party, Ronnie and Janet were both there, and Ronnie sang El Paso during the book release party with Jim Glazer and Joe Babcock
Oh,
singing harmony. And they said that was the first time in 50 years that the two of them had sung together, and they were
wow.
harmonizing with Ronnie.
Terrific. I'm going to put on the screen here a copy of the book, and I'd like to invite anyone who's watching to get a copy of the book. We've got the print version of the book and also the audiobook version of the book, which I was proud to narrate. And you could get this wonderful book, The Life of Marty Robbins, 20th Century Drifter, by author Diane Diekman, on Amazon or anywhere else fine books are sold, as they say. And you can get the audiobook also on Amazon or on audible.com. Diane,
And the ebook also is available.
oh, thank you. That's right. The ebook or the Kindle version as well, which,
Right.
is which so many of us read these days on the electronic copy. Diane, thank you. Let's talk again in another month or so more about Marty, all right?
Well, that sounds great. I look forward to it.
Thank you, Diane. You too. Take care.